Welcome back, guys. So this time around we want to talk more about layout. So let's talk about layout. So let me create a new page. So I'll create a new page. There's something called layout grid, so let's do that right away. So I'm going to click on the frame tool and I'm going to add, this time I'm going to add Android medium, and I have the Android medium frame right here. But right now there's something called the layout grid, which is right here. You could see the layout grid right here. So I'm going to take out the layout grid. When you're creating a project, the first thing you do is to create a layout grid. So all I have to do is to add plus, and I'm going to have some grid. So this makes your design have layout grid. So I just added a layout grid, but it could be changed. This currently is grid and it's 10 pixels, so you could change the grid to either columns. When you change to columns, you have something like this. So we have 1 2 3 4 5. You could change it from this 5 to like a 12. Basically it's always in 12. It's always advisable to make your layout grid a 12. So here you could set the layout grid. See the settings panel of the layout grid, so you can use this to set the layout grid. So right now I could choose to set the layout grid to like a 12. You could do a 12, you could do a 6. So I could set it to like a 12. I could change the color. If I don't want this reddish color, I could change the color to anything. I could change it to like a gray color just to make it less visible. It's not going to show on your final design. It's just for you. It's just a guide just to show you where to place things. So here we have this. So I could change the color of the layout grid, and the type could be changed to like stretch, or you could change to like a center layout grid. You could change to like a right layout grid. You could change to like a left, but basically let's change it to center so it stays at the, let's change it to stretch so it stays at the stretch. It spreads across the frame. And right now we have the width, we have the margin. So you could create a margin for the layout grid. So let's say you could create a 10 pixel margin, and you're going to have that the margin creates itself. So margin starts from here, and it's just for you to give space to your design. So you could create that kind of margin, and you could create a gutter. So your gutter could be changed to like a 30. What gutter means is the space in between this layout grid. Okay, let me use a brighter color for the layout grid color. So let me use a brighter color. Let's do something like this. So let me use a brighter color so you see my explanation. So this is the layout grid, and we have 12 counts, which says 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So those are the 12 counts, and we have this color change as well. Then we have the type stretched. Like I said, there is center, it comes to the center. There is right, it goes to the right, and there is left, it comes to the left side. But the most important one is to use the stretch so it covers your frame. And right now we have the margin. Margin is the space between here and the space between here. So you know what margins are, so you could change your margin to like a 20. You see that space increases. So when you change the margin to like a 20, this space between here increases, this space between here increases, and you can set it as 0 as well. So right now we have gutter. Gutter is the space in between here. So margin is just this side space, this is right and left space, but the gutter is the ones in between the layout grid. So the gutter is this, the gutter is this. So you can change the gutter to like a 50. You'll see that changes. So the gutter changes to 50, and we have something like this. So these are layout grids, and you could change it to a row. So it doesn't have to be columns, it could be rows as well. And rows, keeping the settings, you still have the 12, you have everything. So you could reset this. You could reset the column to like a 6, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. And stretch or center, or you take it to like the bottom, or you take it to like the top. So you could do a whole lot of things with this layout grid. And that is the rows, the column, and we have the grid as well. So the grid, you could change the size of the grid as well. So we're going to talk about layouts when we're creating designs. So you have to template a layout. So we could create the size to like a 50, and you see the size becomes a 50, and we have something like this. So what this 50 means is actually the size in between. So this is the size 50. When you increase that to like 100, it makes the grid bigger. So let's take it to like 100. This grid becomes bigger with that. So that's basically what the layout grid is used for. So we could add that grid, and you could add more than one grid. You could choose to add another set of grid, and this time around you could choose to add the rows or the columns. You could add the rows or columns, and you have something like this. So basically that's the layout grid. I hope to see you in the next lesson. See you there.